Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be continuing to take a look at Scenario Civilization Started Over. We are now on episode 86 of the series, and in the last episode, we saw the 7th World War, as Florida did lose its research station here as a result. But right now, we need to see what's going on with South Asia's research stations. Because they have two. Well, they're going to expand this one up a bit this way. They're just going up through here. There's some areas over here. And they'll get these borders. As for this one, they'll be expanding this area up a bit over here. Kind of going up this way. Like up here. They'll expand this area up a bit as well. Then they'll go farther up this way. And they'll just keep going around here until they reach up to this point right there, in which they will stop. As for Korea, not that. As for Korea's research stations, they'll expand this one up about over here. They'll start to expand this area up a bit more throughout this way, as they'll take over a bunch of these areas over here. They're just going to continue going through until they reach about here. As for this, they'll continue going up this way. And then about over here, their border will stop right about here. And for Mesopotamia, it's pretty simple. They'll start to expand down this way. They'll expand down south. As time goes on, they'll reach about to here. They'll begin to take over lots of land, as they will go down this area right here. That's it for Mars. Now let's go out over to Earth. Now, as you can see, South Asia did gain this land out from the war. But, you know, these numbers aren't accurate anymore. They'll be updated as soon as we finish something else. Starting off with South Asia itself, they'll actually be expanding this area up a bit more. About to right here, they want to expand this area, because they want to keep this area up a bit better. Actually, they will just expand it a little bit. They'll just expand it a little bit. over here, we're going to go around here, and they'll claim about over here, as well as this area. Some more of this area over here. All of this area right here. And then they will expand through here, as well as over here. They'll also expand their borders up to this point right here, as well as over here, and right there. As for South Africa Unitaria, they will expand up to this area right here, over here, over here, and over here, as well as over here, and here. And then, Ghana is gonna expand up to these borders right here. Burkina Faso is gonna expand right over here. And Morocco will expand up to these points right here. This area right here will go over to Europe Unitaria. Over here, it will go over to the union between Quebec and Newfoundland. Venezuela will take this area, as well as a little bit of this. And this area will be given to Ohio. There'll be a little corridor right here. That's going to be what's left. Let's get back up to Korea, over here. As they will continue up this way and claim up to these areas. Yucatan is just gonna go this way, while Mexico will go along here. Fine, and South America Unitaria is gonna go here. They'll claim up to these areas right here. And they'll go about to here. And they'll do this area up a bit. Over here. And over here. As well as over here. Oh, almost forgot about one. North America Unitaria will expand along to here. And now over here will be theirs. Oh, can't forget about China Unitaria. And they'll take over this chunk of land and this chunk of land. Canada Unitaria, North America Unitaria will take over all of this. So we'll start off with South Asia, because that's our main focus. So South Asia is just going to keep claiming land after land. We'll see some wars throughout the rest of the episodes. Just know when episode 100, we are close to the finale of the series. So be prepared for that. Be prepared for episode 100, because that one is going to be big. Like, literally. And I mean it as seriously as humanly possible. Because episode 100 is the one that is going to be the longest episode ever you've ever seen. The live episode might be around 2 to 4 hours, I think. I don't know. But, yeah. Right now, we just need to finish this up. But just know that the cosmic level threat that has began chasing after the first humans, chasing after the humans that were here before. These ones are almost here. They are almost right, but the solar system, the interplanetary system, is hidden from the rest of the universe right now. Only human eyes can see it. Can see the interplanetary system. But the reason why I'm telling you this is because, you know those meteors that landed? Yeah, that was just a fraction of the cosmic level threat. And they are aliens, by the way. Those meteors were aliens. Trying to wipe out humanity for the final time. Because humanity got wiped out before. And that was because of World War III. Why God had to, reset everything. But, yeah. So, you have to be prepared for that. Okay. Korea. No, Korea. Go. Come on, Korea. Alright. So, there will be some news. There is still communist nations, as you can see. We haven't really touched up on this. We'll touch up on it in this episode, because we needed to focus on World War VII first. And yeah, this area will be very, hostile for a bit, because there's still some communist nations left, which they are pretty stable at this time, for this timeline, communism really works in this time period because this is the future. Right now it's about the year like 2200 at this point because humans have evolved so much, especially because of how many world wars there have been. And that's why we see these humans actually being so advanced for their time period. That's also because of the technology that was left on Earth before everything got wiped out. And that's actually what we're seeing right now. So, yeah. But, the reason why I'm doing these episodes right now is because I like this series. And this series is very close to the end. And I already planned out the whole ending. As well as the second season of the series as well. So, basically, I already have the map planned out. And that's basically what this is about. What this whole series is about is just civilization in general. Like, who knows, maybe I might make an alternate future of the world series. Kind of like how Atus Pro did. And I might do multiple seasons for it. Who knows? Yeah. I think this series is very popular with my subscribers because the live stream has 87 views already, which is very surprising to say the least. And I'm actually pretty surprised too by how many views this gets. How many views it has so far. Like, every time I see this, every time I look at that live stream, it's gonna be much more better. Anyway. But yeah, this is just gonna be a lot more here. There is a lot to uncover right now. So, yeah. I don't know why this series is very quick, but this series is coming to an end pretty soon. I can't believe how long this has taken me. From episode 1, this series, like, who would have thought this world would look like this in 86 episodes, in 85 episodes? I wouldn't have known this would be how the world would look like at this point. And now it's time to get these numbers up, so, not you. So, we gotta double this, which, yes. And, 18. So 90 plus 90 is 180. So, hold on, let me do some math. And 6 plus 6 is 12. And if you add 180 to that, it would become 192. Yep. And this 124. So this area is going to be so much better. So this world is evolving so much right now. And of course, 104 times 2 is 208. So that's all we have to get rid of. The 1 and the 4, and turn them into a 2 and an 8. It's about time South Africa Unitaria has some of this technology. So they'll be gaining 30 of each. While North America Unitaria will be gaining 45 of each. Now it's time to look at this civil war over here. It's like, so this area is gonna go along and begin to take over major territories over here. And this one is gonna wipe this part out, as well as this bit. And begin taking territory from this guy, cutting them into 2. This area will also expand. Right, and connect up. But this area will, these guys will expand and begin to kick these guys out while taking advantage of a weekend of this area and start to take over this area. That's about it for the anarchist state. Now let's see a war break out. Where is this war gonna happen? Where we're gonna see major area. We're gonna see this pink, this like maroonish country, Antarctic country over here in the west actually be invaded by 2 communist nations and this guy right here. So let's see how this war will play out. So this Antarctic country will send their forces straight in as they begin to begin a conquest of hopefully reaching this better, getting better access to more land. And that's why they are sending all as much as they can. As for this communist nation, they'll send their forces also straight in to the territory as much as they can, as much forces as possible. They are actually going straight towards this area and cutting these parts into 2 as they begin to invade into this area over here. Now it's time for this cyan-colored nation to invade as they send their forces straight towards the communist forces over here, and they don't even fight each other. These guys will send forces straight over here, managing to go around the capital city and then circling all the troops that are fighting there. As for these guys, they'll set up a defensive line here and start to invade down this way. And they'll reach about to here before these guys will get this, and the rest will fall over here. And now the pink country, this, like, magenta nation, will be taking all of this, will be occupying this land. And about months into this, all these forces will converge and eventually manage to capture the capital. And now we can look at a peace deal. And where will this meeting be held? It's actually going to be held in Tasmania. I don't know what city is here, but we're just going to assume that's where the meeting is held. And it will go like this. This area will be completely partitioned. So we see this green Antarctic country will take over a lot of land here. They will take a majority of this territory for themselves. And for these guys, they will take over some provinces over here, but they won't take all of this. Well, they will take one province over here. And these provinces over here, and the rest of this will actually go over, the rest of this area will go over to this guy, including the capital province. But yeah, there is a lot. This guy took a lot. And what is going to happen with this? Oh, the Commonwealth nations are gifting, these guys were gifted by Tasmania this area for themselves. As you can tell, the Unitarians are very well liked by communists. But fascists, however, not really. Well, fascism is still around, but it won't appear again. Maybe to fight for the earth with the communists and the Unitarians, or every force that is there, every ideology, basically, will fight together for the earth. Will fight for the earth as one unified force. One unified force will be defending the earth, called the Coalition. The Anti-Cosmic Coalition. That's going to be what it's called in that last episode. So, just be prepared. Because I'm planning this. I've already planned ahead for that reason. Not soon after this war, however, there's going to be another war. It's actually going to be between these two right here, invading into this guy right here. So, this yellowish country will send forces straight into the territory over here, as they begin to occupy tons of major cities throughout the country, in the west, areas of the country. Yeah, they are really advancing further and further into the country. Because they are very close to the capital. As they begin to get closer and closer to this area, eventually they'll establish the front line here. It's time for the pink country to begin their invasion as they send their forces straight from the eastern areas. Kind of like how Germany invaded Poland from the west and the Soviets invaded from the east. But unlike Poland, this country will never show its face again. As these two forces will begin to converge to the capital city, and these guys will capture more territories around the capital, as they are forming in a dual encirclement of the capital city. And they begin to advance closer and closer to these forces. As time goes on, this encirclement will be complete. And these forces will meet up and establish a border that will look something like that. Establish a frontline border between the two powers. Don't know what's happening over there. But yeah, this area will be completely occupied. And after this is complete, the capital will be completely surrounded on all sides. After a while, we see multiple forces go straight in for the kill, and the capital gets divided up. Let's look at what the two powers will be making a peace treaty out of. Now, where will this peace be held? It's going to be in the capital of India. Don't know what's going on here. But, yeah. So, we'll see what the provinces are. Now, the capital province will be divided into two. I'll show what the division will look like. But first, we see that these two provinces on the coast will go there. As we can kind of see the border, what the province border will look like. What the border will look like. So here's the border for the capital province, and there's half of the capital province going to them. So I'm just going to draw in multiple these provinces as they are going to be shown. And this will be this pink country's half of the capital province. Yeah, this area is going to be pretty darn big. Yeah, this area is just... Yeah, I have no idea. But, that's gonna be it for that war. Now, there's another country that is collapsing. That country is actually gonna be this bluish country over here. So, multiple groups pop up around, multiple of these groups will pop up, especially right here. A lot of groups from over here will be there's a lot of groups to be shown, as these are the two main groups over here. But there will be another right here, which also has proxy, some areas, some proxies over here. But the main rebellion, but the main anarchist state will be here. Another state has fallen into anarchy. Let's check back up on over here. Well, that's not good. Now there's two forces here. Oh. So these guys have decided that they will conquer this anarchist group and tell them to stop being anarchist. While this yellow country over here will take the rest. We'll take the rest of this over here. Also, I might want to fix up this border right here. I'm just like, I don't like the way it looks. I'm just going to trade in some bordering provinces. I think that looks way better. That looks way better. Actually, you know what? We'll give them one of these provinces right here, just to alleviate their capital a bit. But, yeah. And yeah, that is actually... Now, what about that other war I was talking about? Well, know how these areas were puppet states at once? Well, now these two are fighting each other. But wait. This blue country has an alliance with these two. So once these guys send a force here, it immediately gets pushed back. And this blue country sends forces straight into this territory. Straight across the border. Immediately. Immediately after that, they realized they shouldn't have done that. Because now they're going to be divided. And probably made it to have a puppet regime, a puppet government installed in three areas around it. So, but that will not be the case. As more and more forces begin to advance. Now the green country, who recently I just fixed up the land here, will be going around and capturing much more territories over here. As we see them going around just around the coastal access over here. But they will establish a front line over here and we'll go along, establish a better front line over here. This yellow country recently was in a war, but now they're in another. And now they're invading straight into this side, this turquoise nation. They're the closest ones to the capital. And they will begin to advance straight towards it, actually. As they capture the capital in a matter of days. How many days? Well, only 2 days that they have just made it to, they have captured the capital in 2 days. Can you believe it? I'm sure you can. But yeah, they will send some more forces along here, as well as over here, to kind of make this front line a little bit thicker around here. As the blue country's forces manage to go along here, establishing a larger front over here, you can see that eventually this green country will be collapsing. As we see these forces enter, we'll continue their advance right up to here. Finally, the rest of the country will surrender. And now we can look at a peace deal. Ow. Anyway. So what will the blue country take? Well, they'll take a province right here, a province right here, another province right here, a province right here, another one over here, and one final one here. What about the green country? This green country. Well, they'll take a border province here. They begin to take over, and they will take some more coastal areas. Some of these coastal areas. As for the yellow country, they'll take this province, this province. Of course, they will take the capital province, and they'll take one province here, a province right here, another province here. Actually, they're just going to completely take over the rest of the area. So we can see how the many provinces the yellow country took over. Alright, yeah, this is just gonna be chaotic for the next episodes. Since we're inching closer to the end of the episode, I'll be giving some leaders will be giving some speeches. Giving a speech to its country, to the public. It will include it will include some communist nations, but it won't actually include. But South Asia president will be giving a speech about how they have found out something terrifying about how they have came to be, how this world has came to be. So let's see what South Asia has to say. Their prime minister has to say. People of citizens of South Asia, I am here before you today to tell you that I have found out something truly terrifying about our history, how we were born. Years ago, the first civilization was created on the Indian subcontinent, and a lot has happened since then. As you all know, South Asia is a union between multiple countries in South Asia. But what I have found out is truly terrifying. Way before our civilizations popped up, there was a time of modern civilization, but something happened that caused them to be wiped out. As you know, some of our scientists have discovered some technologies that were predated back to that time period. And what exactly happened, you may ask? Well, there was a nuclear world war, as a result of tensions rising between some nations in that world. And the use of those nukes was horrible, and the entity, as we all know as God, made a tough choice to reset everything. But some of the scientists made these technologies that we have today. And, well, those same scientists might have actually escaped the reset, along with some other top officials. And as you all know, they might have been coming back to resettle back on their home planet. But what I also have found out is that outside of our interplanetary system, there is a cosmic level threat that is coming its way to wipe out our entire civilization once and for all. I know this is maybe shocking to you all, but just know, I was as well shocked. Farewell. And that's what South Asia's president had to say. The communist leader of this great Antarctic country will go on to speak, and will say, people of Green Antarctica, I am here today to tell you that what South Asia's president has said is all true. About what he has told you all about how our civilizations came to be. And that's about all I have to say. And that's gonna do it for what he had to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you guys in episode 87. Goodbye.